Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's EAHamm, and if you're new here, I create videos with content for writers and aspiring authors, as well as I offer encouragement in what I have learned along the way in regards to depression, anxiety, and grief, and how it has affected my own writing. So if that sounds like something that you would like, go ahead and click subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started on today's video. As the date gets a little bit closer for the release of my debut book, Colors of My Heart, I thought that I would share with you one of the poems in this book. If you don't already know, I am putting out a book, Colors of My Heart, which is a poetic memoir. So basically it talks about the different ups and downs within my own life, the journey, as you would call it, in my own life over the span of the last 10 plus years. And honestly, I am so excited about this. This has been a long time coming. And I thought that I would go ahead and read one of the poems to you. And since we are so close to Halloween, I have a poem that is called The Haunting of You. And it kind of describes being in a haunted house and being chased by different scary monsters. But basically, the whole premise of it is about my own personal journey and how throughout my life I have encountered friendships or relationships, whether they be peers or even some adults, and when I was growing up as a teenager, who acted a certain way, and how it really affected my spirit. So go ahead and listen to this poem, and without further ado, here it is. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but your words are what cut me to my core. You left me alongside the highway, bleeding out, left for dead. I was told that I loved too hard, and maybe that is true because I am a sucker for an apology and a kamikaze smile, belying me into another web of lies and self-righteousness. I never saw you coming. When I was at a low point, lower than low, you pulled me into your haunted house and smacked me around like a mouse, trapping me between the stage with the crazy mirrors and the graveyard. I fell into your trap of 1,000 paper cuts, and with each cut came a scar that to this day feels like I was stabbed with a sword, slashed in half and again in half until no one knew which part went where. I was invisible. I believed your stories because you told them well. You painted this picture of the perfect summary, a happy life, and positive affirmations, yet when I looked a little closer, all I saw were cobwebs and spiders. Spiders scare me, and I wanted to run, but you chased me with a mallet, screaming my name at the top of your lungs until the blood came rushing out of my ears and nose, and I fell to my knees, scraping the skin right off. I rounded the corner and smacked right into a scarecrow who laughed in my face with such a screech and a growl I dared not move. I was frozen. When all was said and done, I was left with a choice, but yet I didn't have a choice because you promised me that I was worthless, that no one would want to come near me. You held me in such a chokehold that your joker face became one of insanity and delirium, and I fought to breathe, and with each jagged breath, as blood poured from my lips, I asked, why me? Why did you choose me? I was small. Today, as I struggle to open my swollen eyelids and tell you it is over, you take everything I told you and wind it into a tightened ball, throwing it into the depths of the ocean so a scuba diver will find it and you both can laugh. But the joke's on you because I found a way out of this hell. I found a way out of the flames of acid rain. And through that hole, today I broke free from it all. I made my way past the witches and goblins and even the sleeping monsters, and now as I crawl along the side of the highway, broken and bleeding, I want you to know, never again, I am alive. So I wanted to read the little snippet that I put at the end of this poem to you. It's in my book, but I'm going to read it to you. While learning about toxic friendships within my own personal journey of discovery, I learned that one of the things that really held me back as a person was allowing other people to get the best of me. Without realizing it, I was giving them permission to talk to me a certain way and to treat me a certain way. Through the years, I realized that I had a horrible thing called approval addiction, where I just wanted and felt I needed the approval of others. And even when I knew that a particular friendship was only bringing me down in my life, I felt that I deserved nothing better. It wasn't until my eyes were open to this truth that I began to take charge of who would be allowed to be part of my tribe. Because in order to rise higher in our lives, we need to surround ourselves with not only positivity, but also with like-minded individuals who will only seek to edify us as we do the same for them. This poem describes a couple of friendships where I was torn down emotionally and mentally, but never physically. But these two, in and of themselves, were a painful experience. And I know that this was one of my darkest poems in this book, but I felt that it would be a great way to describe some, relationships that I had gone through in my life that brought me to where I am today. So I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget that Colors of My Heart will be released in paperback and ebook on November the 5th of this year. And I have the pre-order link, which I will link below, where you can pre-order the ebook only. I do not have pre-orders for the paperback. I'm hoping to do that for my next book, but for this one, I decided to just do pre-orders for my ebook. So like I said, I will link that below. And if you liked the content in this video, go ahead and click the like button. And I want you to put down below if you write poetry or if you like to listen to poetry or even read poetry. I want to find the poets in this YouTube community. I found several on Instagram, but it's so awesome to meet other poets. And like I tell you each and every week, keep on writing.